Hi, my loves. Welcome. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Keep in mind it will not resonate with everyone, so take what resonates to your story and leave what doesn't. Don't force it so that you don't become confused. If you're interested in a personal reading, send me a text, 971-354-9504. Send me an email to HealersHeartTarot@gmail.com. Alright, my loves. What's up? Happy Leo season. You know what I realized, which I think is super unfair on my part? I only say happy season to you guys. Whenever it goes into Libra season, Scorpio season, I mean, no, I don't know why, it just doesn't come up. I don't remember. Like, I'm a Leo, so maybe I don't know. I mean, you guys know, we go together. I love you guys so much. I got y'all backs. So that's why, like, whenever I think about you guys, I'm just like, those are my friends. Not that the other guys are not my friends. I love you guys. All right, messages for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What does Leo need to get ready for? What should they expect? 7 of Cups with the Lovers in reverse. Okay. Some of you might be thinking a lot. And it might be making you really tired. I also feel like some of you are trying to distract yourselves a lot from what you should be thinking about. So you're doing other things and then it like jams your mind. Because remember, we're like a computer, right? But one of those really old ones, you know, like the ones that if you had like 2 tabs up, everything would slow down. Like, we're that type of computer. Like, that's the way that our mind works. And the more that we add like more and more stuff to our plate, the less we are able to focus. That's why like, I understand that ADD is a thing, and that I feel like especially amongst Leos, like there's something that goes on there. It's just there's this energy of always being hyper, and I mean, I get it. The lion cub is always playful. Like, they don't know how to chill. They don't know how to like sit down. It's like that's why the mom always has to hide them, because they always have to be inside somewhere, and then sometimes they always run off and they don't listen, and it's kind of like that energy. And I don't know, it kind of feels like maybe it's something that you picked up from an early age, to just always distract yourself with something. Maybe you would like hear certain things, so you would try to distract yourself, and then I don't know, it feels like you're doing what you're really good at, I guess, what you've always done, which is like when things get really weird, then you start to add other things to your plate so that you can not spend so much time thinking about that, and then get busy and like fill your energy with so many other things, but then not be able to get anything done. Okay, Leo, so try and focus on that, one thing at a time. Priority list. That's where like you need to use like your neighbor Virgo. You need to use that energy. We have the power to tap into all of the signs, and if you have, most likely you have Virgo in your chart. So if you have Virgo in your chart, tap into it. Like, that's where it helps. If we want to fix something in the body, if we want to heal something in the body, if we want to be very real with ourselves, Virgo energy. Like, yeah, it's easier. All right, tell me more. You're coming out of a really bad habit, Virgo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Virgo. Leo, I know I'm doing the Leo reading, but you're coming out of a really bad habit. See what I mean? This is what I was talking about. For some of you, you're not even doing anything. You're just sitting down while everything is burning in the background. What's going on, Leos? I feel like the universe is like, we've given you the tools to do what you know you need to do. If this is too much, meditate. Like, I feel like there's a part of you that's feeling a little rebellious, Leo, and you don't want to listen to what's helped. Like, if affirmations help you get to a positive place, because remember that if there is anything like the devil, then the devil is going to control you through your mind, through your fear, through whatever you're afraid of. And Leo, I don't think you guys understand, like, that's why you're here. Because you're still afraid. Like, there's an energy of fear within you, but there is nothing that, like, if there's enough reason for you to go after it, you will do it. There is no energy of like, oh, that's too scary for me. That's not you. And I don't know, I feel like it's time to tap. It's almost like time to tap back into that, because there's a part of you that, even though it wasn't, maybe you weren't motivated enough to get up, maybe there wasn't something that scared you enough to get up and go do something. And I hate to say it, but through you, Leo, it's the energy of courage that makes this world like stronger for you, because everybody adds and brings in something to the world. And I don't think people understand that there's a lot, like, again, we tap into certain energies. When people want to feel a certain energy, so many of them are tapping into Leo energy and they don't know. Like, if some people is starting off something new and they're getting ready to take it on and whatever, then that's a certain type of energy. Like, we're able to move into like certain signs, but that's your gift. Your gift is to have fear and have courage and not be like let down. It's just that because of that, like, if you're gonna say I'm a courageous person, then you have to get ready for the universe to show you that you are, by bringing those type of things towards you. I mean, things that you have to overcome and you have to have fear for. But I feel like there is like a habit that's breaking, and that's one of those things, because once we fucking fall, that's the things that we need to break, the cycles. Like, and for some of you, it's getting into bad relationships, because I feel like that's kind of what it is. Choosing the wrong person, connecting with the wrong person, knowing you want a specific type of person, but trying to see the best in them. Like, Leo, I love Leos. It's just that sometimes we also do this thing of like believing that somebody is like really, really, really good, and then giving them the benefit of the doubt every single time something goes left, right? And trying to just like work with it as much as we can. But because Leo does value themselves a lot, they're not willing to accept it for too long. It is something that ends up, like, a Leo will leave you if you treat them weird, if you treat them like they don't treat themselves. Like, because Leos want to be treated the way that they treat themselves, and the way that they want to treat you. Because so it's very, some of you are realizing, like, I'm in the wrong relationship. And that's why you're working 17, 20 hours a day. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm picking up on someone that's like working so much and just like adding so much to their plate just so that they don't have to think about something. And that's not, it's keeping them in the same cycle. And the universe is saying, yo, that's not even you. That's not you. You don't do things like that. You don't need to. Like, that's only that pulls you out of your own personal energy, and it makes you just drift on through life, because you're not doing anything that's walking in your purpose. Especially when we start doing things like that, doesn't resonate with your soul. And your soul's always gonna let you know about how tired you are when you're doing something. Because if you really like what you're doing, you're gonna have a lot of energy doing it. If you don't like what you're doing, you'll be exhausted. Like, you'll be so tired. Some of you might be starting a business, or there might be like a energy of wanting to start a business. Maybe you're putting too much work into a job, and you know that you have a business idea that you want to take off, and now you're like trying to procrastinate by picking up extra shifts and picking up extra hours and making excuses on why you can't put into the business that you've been thinking about. Leo, it's time to come out of that. It's time to put back into you, like, because that's your original energy. Again, it's to show other people, yes, you can be afraid, but you still need to do this. Like, it's not an option. It's like, you just have to do it. Like, we get that you were afraid. Yeah. Like, any type of thrilling thing for a Leo is always like, yeah, like, we get it. I know it's scary. That doesn't mean that you just stop. That's not, or because you failed, that doesn't mean that you just stop. But maybe you grew up with someone, because the thing is, we can also only do what we were taught. And a lot of the things that we have to discover in us, I always kind of try and picture it. I kind of picture it like, the first few weeks when you're in a job and you're training and you don't really learn much, but you're trying to pick up as much as you can. But you don't, like, you kind of learn, but you don't really learn. And then, like, when you get on the floor, that's when you, for some reason, start picking it up a lot easier, and, like, everything just comes natural after that. That's what life is like. Like, while we're with parents, we don't really know ourselves, and we don't really know what we're doing. We don't know like, the way that we're moving, because we're just told what to do. We're not allowed to think for ourselves. We have to just kind of follow the rules. But once we get out on our own, that's when we can start to make our own. And that's why, like, your mind needs to start adjusting to what you truly believe, and stop thinking like of the things that you weren't taught. You know what I mean? Start putting those things. If you want to learn something, put it into your life, like now. Like, if you always wanted to learn how to roller skate, pick up those fucking roller skates and stop playing. Like, if you've always wanted to learn how to hula hoop, I'm not playing with you guys either. Like, whatever you wanted to learn, it's time to do those things again and let yourself get inspired. There's a lot of sitting, Leo. There's a lot of sitting. There's a lot of, like, giving into that fear of, what if I'm not good at this? That's our problem, Leo. We're not willing to do too much. That makes us seem, or that makes like a fool out of us. That's not our type of style. It's not something that we like. But we have to sometimes also push ourselves beyond those boundaries and be okay with making a fool out. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. All right. And like, being wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to, like, we're still babies. 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, still babies. It's not, like, just think of this in this lifetime compared to your forever soul. It's nothing. We don't really learn much. I'm telling you, it's just like training. And when we get back out, depending on how much you fight yourself to keep whatever you were taught versus what you believe in yourself, that's on you. Like, that's why we also have to remind ourselves, okay, but what do I truly believe? Like, what do I really see? Because I feel like the devil's testing those. Like, well, again, if there is a devil, the devil is testing that through your fear. What do you really believe? Because what people that get what they want, get it because they believe that there's no other option. I get what I want. I know that I get what I want. The thing is that positive energy loves to attract to those type of people, because that's what it's like. Because negative energy, or it's not so much like God gives to those that deserve it. It's not so much like that, because we've seen so many poor people that deserve so much, right? It's not about that. Negative thought attracts negative energy. Positive thought attracts positive energy. So it's not so much that. It's if you think I have it in its mind, then that reality that comes in and sets into your reality. But if there is a question, because remember that before that comes into your reality, that if there is a devil, and I know that I keep saying if there is a devil, I don't know why I've been on that lately. It just keeps coming up. But if there is a devil, the way that it's going to test you is right before that blessing comes, to see if you really believe in yourself, to see if you really do believe that you can have it. And if that answer from yes turns into no, then that no makes it vanish and go away. And when you go back into your yes, then it starts to build up again. But remember that when you say no, it's kind of like turning off the light off of the candle. It's blowing it out. If I want to light it up again, then I have to do the whole process again of turning it back on with the lighter or with something else and to add to it, right? Again, it's the positive attracts positive energy, but it still takes a while. Like, it doesn't just come in and like pick off where it left off. It starts all over. And sometimes when we do that back and forth thing and we can't make up our mind, that's when that whole thing of like, we start to manifest it and then we break it down. And then we start to manifest it and then we break it down because of how much we're saying, yes, I believe I can have it. No, I believe I can't. Yes, I believe I can. No, I believe I can't. And remind yourself, it's not about those thoughts. Thoughts are always going to come in. It has nothing to do with that. But thoughts affect feelings. And feelings are energy of manifestation. That's what it is. Like when but even feelings are not real, because feelings can also affect everything else. Like, I want you to also remember, like the whatever conscious awareness that's listening to all of this, that can hear all this, needs to be the thing that lines myself up with what I know is real. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups with the Strength card in reverse. Like with what I know is real. Again, facing those fears regardless of what you think, like, or whatever fear tries to creep in and ask you, do you believe that you can have this? What are you going to do? Where is it? What are you going to do when the devil's in front of you, when your fear is there? That's when you pull out your inner beast and you play with it. The devil, or if there, that energy needs to like, I don't know how to explain it. And I feel like there's, do I want to get into that? I don't know if I want to get into that. I think that's too much. It's just remind yourself, my loves, that if there is anything that's going to attack you, it's going to attack you right before you get it. And you still have to stand strong to your belief and say, no, I know that I'm worth it. I know that I deserve that. And you will always be attacked by any negative energy that's out there also, because it's going to try to grab your positive light, because that's what they do. Nobody, like, it's very, and I'm not saying that they need to. I don't think people have to appreciate the sun, but I do feel like it would be, I mean, just think if we didn't have it. I feel like in so many, or everything else, I feel like sometimes it's so easy to become ungrateful of the things that we have now. Like compared to what we can not have. Because it can always be worse. And I feel like that energy is the thing that needs to remind you, like I'm always getting better. I'm always getting somewhere. Even though things, like every year something's going to come up. So I'm not even going to expect my life to be good, or I'm just going to ask. It's because whatever you're asking for, whatever you ask the universe for, then the universe has to bring you that. In order for you to show yourself that you do and you are that, and then at the same time, in order for you to, like, how can I explain it? Well, yeah. Like, are you really what you say you are? Like, if you say you're a warrior, then get ready to battle or take on a lot of battles. But you can do it. No, who else? Leo, like, there's nobody better for the job. I'm telling you, whatever it is that you want to do, if you want to get married, if you want to go on a relationship, because for some of you, this has everything to do with finally letting somebody into your heart. Some of you have not let anyone in for a long time, and you're finally, like, the universe is trying to crack that open, and you're like, no, and the universe is like, stop being so fucking afraid. Let's go. Like, just get in the fucking car. I don't know why I saw that. Like, let's just go. Tell me more about the Two of Cups. Some of you are thinking about going back to a relationship. Let me see if you should. Well, I mean, there's no shoulds and shouldn'ts, and I always want to, like, think for please, just think for yourself. Leo, like, even, I mean, question your own thoughts, question your own everything, because sometimes your thoughts are not even your thoughts, but be the awareness, like, pay attention to what your mind is trying to tell you, pay attention to what you're hearing around you and everything, just everything, pay attention. Because when you pay attention, that's when you're not afraid. It's like, have you ever seen how a cat gets scared when you, like, walk behind it and you accidentally scare it? That's the only times they get scared. If they're watching you, if a cat is watching you, you can't do anything to scare it. Like, they are so on alert, and they know what they're doing, and that's the problem, my loves. I feel like whoever I'm reading for, it's almost like the cat's a little bit scared. All right, tell me about this Two of Cups. I want you to be careful if you're already in a relationship, Leo. You need to vet that before you start something new. Don't go towards anybody. Don't try to start anything. If you're in a relationship now, Leo, it would be way better for you if you let it go before you start anything. Because if you do start something and you start it in secrecy, that's going to, like, it's going to start the cycle all over again. And it's going to end painfully because of the way that it starts is always the way that it ends. Because that's the cycle closing itself out. So if you want a happy beginning, then if you want a happy ending, then you want a happy beginning. Because it won't be an ending to the relationship. It'd be an ending to, I mean, we all go through the ending of cycles. And, like, when we get to, again, because you're going to go in a circle. So if you start off by cheating, and then go around, and then you're going to come back around, and then you're going to be tempted to cheat on your partner. And the universe is going to ask you, so what are you going to do this time? Are you going to cheat like you always have? Or are you going to go straight and you're going to start doing things better? And we can start a different cycle where you're healing and you're not going to hurt your partner. But that opportunity is always going to come up. Like that. It's kind of like, just consider it like a sign. Like if you're going on a roundabout, and you just keep going in circles, you're going to see the same signs for the same streets. you know. All right, I love you so much. Praise to the Most High for allowing me to be your messenger, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, my Leos.